What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dr. Carl Show here on Baystar TV. So I'm on my way to go and meet up with an artist. His name is Obiri Tete. Obiri Tete is a good songwriter. So he plays the guitar and at the same time he can sing. Baystar TV, the Dr. Carl Show.
Never lose yourself in a riddle. Not every answer is meant to make for you. War is for the rich, always stuck in the middle. Rich make poor decisions, whilst the poor make the most of you. Hell don't exist in an empty space, for hell is way too busy to be feeding on webs. For our hands became a final wage. Then I got paid nothing for being my best. Say hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. Hell is for the rich, pay attention they never did. Hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. Hell is for the rich, pay attention they never did. Instead of losing hope, why not lose your sleep? Cause your dreams are stuck in your mind, trying to find its way home. You are a slave, not because you were bought. You are a slave because you sold yourself. The bread that you are fed today will be taxed in your wage when you get to hell. The bread that you are fed today will be taxed in your wage when you get to hell. Say hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. Hell is for the rich, pay attention they never did. Hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. Instead of losing hope, wanna lose your sleep. Cause your dreams are stuck in your mind, trying to find his way home. You are a slave, not because you were bought. You are a slave because you sold yourself. The bread that you are fed today will be taxed in your wage when you get to hell. The bread that you are fed today will be taxed in your wage when you get to hell. Say hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. Hell is for the rich, pay attention they never did. Hell is for the rich, since they can pay for their sins. So my name is Obiri Tete. I am a Ghanaian Nigerian storyteller. I play the guitar, I rap, I sing, and I do poetry when I'm in my feelings. And yeah, I am a professionally trained musician with a degree in theatre arts and music from the School of Performing Arts in Legon.
Oh, so yes. So you're University of Ghana product?
Yes.
All right, so take us back in the day, like when you were born, like where did you grow up? You say you're a Ghanaian Nigerian?
Yeah, so my story is a bit mixed up. It's something I'll tell in my upcoming albums. So I was born in Nigeria. I was born in Lagos, to be precise, and I was brought to Ghana, and I've lived in Ghana my entire life. So since I was 11 months till date, I've been in Ghana. And I don't really have memory of my childhood, because I grew up not really vibing with a lot of things. I grew up alone, so I don't really have a lot of memory of my childhood. But all I know is my father was always writing his music, playing his keyboard, doing some musical arrangement here and there, and those are like the basic things I remember, because my father was at the same time my mother. I didn't have any interaction with my mother until I was 16 years old. So basically that's what my childhood wrapped up is. Yeah.
Okay. And then you growing up in Accra, how was it like?
So I didn't grow up with my father because he used to. He was the, how do I even say? But he used to conduct the National Theatre Choir when National Theatre was National Theatre. So the National Choir was under him. So he was always busy with his stuff. So I grew up with my aunt, who raised me very well. But I grew up at other places. I grew up at Alajo. I felt the Westlands vibe, which is West Legon. I grew up at Taifa. I've had an experience with almost different communities around Accra. But growing up, I wasn't a DB, but I wasn't also raised to be an Ajakpako. My father invested a lot of his dreams in me, so it meant that no music for me. Even though he exposed me to the instruments, he was still cautious that I didn't grow to love them. So at any point that I'll grow too much attachment to an instrument, he'll take it from me. He'll make sure I'm withdrawn from it.
Which senior high school did you go to?
I'm a proud Pojoba. Very proud one.
Okay. Why would you say that? I mean, they're good schools.
Because of the legacy the Pope John Senior High School has how do I say, created for itself, and being a part of that legacy is great on my name. Plus the fact that it was a school I didn't plan to go to. All my life growing up, I loved science and maths quiz. I used to watch it. I didn't understand what they were saying, but
so then you wanted to go to Presec?
Oh, no, I wanted to go to Opokowari.
Okay.
Was like the school I was looking at. But when I got to the time to choose schools, my headmaster then said he feels Pope John is good, and my father also wanted me to go to, because my father never. Funny thing, a lot of people didn't know my father didn't even go to. I don't know if you people call it the O level or something.
O level, A level.
Yeah. He passed his final exams 3 times, but all the times his father said he's done with him. So it was like I was saying, it was a lot of dreams invested in me, and so he said I have to go to Pope John. And funny thing is, when he chose Pope John, the other 5 schools he chose very rubbish schools, and told me that if I don't get Pope John, it's either I'm going to a fitting shop to use my head as a chalk, or I have to go to them schools, and I wasn't ready to go to any of those schools. So
okay. Yeah. But then your time at Pope John's, how was it?
Oh wow!
Were you the entertainment guy?
No. So growing up all my life, like I said, I always grew up lonely. Even though I lived amongst people, I always knew I was the odd one out. Even as a child, you find me pick up a chair, sit under a tree, and as young as I was just always like this, always alone and all that. So I can strictly say I was an introvert. But when I went to Pope John, is my first years when I lost my father, and that when I lose chain, like I was everywhere, because then it meant freedom for me. But I found new mistakes to make. I grew in those mistakes, but my SHS experience was me finding myself. So I made a lot of mistakes as an SHS boy. A lot of times I wasn't in school because I was the guy who won't come to school, but when it comes to exams I'll pass. So that thing made me overconfident. So the kind of student I am, with my final exams I didn't really hit that kind of score, and it disappointed me, because when my father died I told myself that I'll make sure I get an all A's, take it to his grave and tell him that thank you. But it didn't happen. And but I mean, SHS experience was discovery, literally discovery. Made a lot of friends that I've lost today. It was my time to not really party, because I'm not a party type, but that was the time I got introduced to women and sex and music and growth, and everything was SHS.
Then when you came to University of Ghana.
Okay, so when I finished SHS, I was like, I'm done with school, because for a very long time I was going to school and scoring high marks for my father. So when I lost my father, I said, what's the essence?
Wait, so you were doing it for your father? You were not doing it for
Yeah,
yourself?
truth is, there was no self, there was no me, there was no Obiri Tete. It was just doing what your father wants, just to make him proud. And I remember when I got Pope John Senior High School, one of my fond memories when I get home and my father would look at me and said, "My Pojoba is home." Like he always felt proud that his son has finally gone here and he's able to boast about it. So it gave me a lot of joy when I come back and I see that. Now, funny thing is how I lost my father. It was 2 days to vacation. He called me on a Monday. We spoke a Tuesday. He died. I got home on a Thursday, and I was told. So I didn't come home to my Pojoba is home, and so it was an entire roller coaster. But when I was done with SHS, I said I'm done because funding too was a huge problem. I was on scholarship, all right, but when you get your fees paid and you don't have what to eat, what to wear, it depreciates your appreciation for whatever it is. So plus a lot of times I blame myself because I didn't grow up thinking I could do things for myself. It was always my father, always at that side for me. So for a very long time I was relying on what somebody can do for me. So it didn't help me grow. So when I was done, I said I won't go to school again. But my aunties were like, no, they won't allow it, because if my father was alive, they don't think I'd have dropped, and they don't want to be called the people who didn't see me through school. So my uncle was the former rector of Accra Polytechnic then,
which is now Accra
Technical University. So he put me on marketing for a year, but that one, to be honest, I wasn't really into it, because I'll walk from Taifa to Accra and from Accra to Taifa every single day. I got stressed at the point. I was like, this thing is not worth it. But the funny thing is, I also didn't have an escape. My only escape then was maybe my sexual activities, but I wasn't smoking, I wasn't doing drugs, I wasn't involved in any fraudulent activities, but it was stressing me. So I quit Accra Polytechnic. Then I laid back and said, I want to go back to school, but this time I want to do something for me. So when I thought about that, I said odontology. So when I was picking the school and picking my courses, one of the guys who took me through it, Richard Oti, I'm so grateful to that guy. He's come to my rescue a billion times, and I'm so grateful to him. He was like, am I sure this is the course I want to do? A lot of people started asking me, now we a course and I said, no, I want to go to that school. So in 2015 I applied and I got School of Performing Arts, and I came. And to be very honest, I loved the experience than even what was taught to me. The experience being the people I encountered, the lessons I learned in and outside the classroom, and its application to my life now as an artist. So yeah, that has been it.
All right, so let's focus on the music. At what age did you start writing your own music?
Wow. So like I said, I remember when I was either 15 or 16, well, I think it was a year before my father died. He gave me this 12-keyed piano. It was actually for my little sister, and unconsciously I took it and started composing with it. I played it to him and he was like, no, he doesn't want me close, because he felt betrayed by music, because he dedicated a lot of his years to music and growth. And a lot of people, I remember he used to talk about names I don't want to mention here, but they're very popular names who owed him money and stuff. So yeah, so when I got to SHS, that was a breakaway from him. Is when my cousin was in Pope John at that time. He was Rumo. He was almost like one of the top rappers in the school, so automatically they felt like, oh, so you also rap. but at that point I was good with my words.
Okay.
I was very good with my words, just that I didn't consume music everybody was listening to. Growing up, I was listening to Fela Kuti, Nat King Cole, Nina Simone and stuff. So it was a new environment to me. So in that space I started writing, but there are things that when I look back at right now, I'm like, okay, I won't rap those to myself. You understand? But it's taken me a long time to come. But I'll say is when I got to SHS1, and it's year in year out. It's always been growth for me. It's always been from that rhyming scheme to now I can tell a story in my rhymes, and that's like the most important growth for me at the end of the day.
How many projects do you have to your credits?
Recorded, let's just exaggerate and say 1 billion. But out. So this is it. I always felt I needed a funder for my project, because with music the most expensive part of it is promotion. So when I broke away from being Van Muller, because my stage name back in SHS was Van Muller, but when I came to University of Ghana, I met a gentleman. He was a lecturer called Abdul Karim. Hakib. He changed my entire thought, drive, and everything. He would meet me and ask me, "What's the last book you read?" And I'm just looking at him like, "I don't read. I'm just talented." Then he would ask me to come perform one of your poems, and he was always harsh with the truth. But he knew how fragile a talent I was, so he will always say it in a way that. But all I can say is he helped me grow, because back then I used to also say I was a spoken word artist, and I'll write very long pieces. I wasn't economical with words. I'll just write a very long piece. It was dope, but it could have been written in a very simpler, beautiful way. So he had me read poems by Amma Taidu, Rudyard Kipling, and stuff, and I'll look at those pieces and I'll look at my piece and I'm like, I'm canceling my pieces. So he took me through a lot of self-discovery, and that is where I was proud to take up the name Obiri Tete and grow with it, tell the stories. That is when I picked up the guitar. When I came to Legon is when I picked up a guitar. I didn't know how to play an instrument because my father played music. He played a keyboard for over 40 years and never, I'm saying this on camera, he never taught me what a C major scale was.
So you had to go your own way to find out.
So if even playing the guitar, it was Takashi, because coming to school I was late. I had fees issues and all that. I still had financial difficulties walking from Taifa to campus and vice versa. But when I came and I saw the instrument, I was like, okay. And it's like God destined that I meet all these people to contribute to my growth. So one of my biggest stories out here is Abdul Karim Hakim made me, and everybody around me made me when I got to the university. So yeah.
Any projects coming up this year?
Yes, this is the year 2021.
Yeah.
This is Corona Pro Max.
So let me ask you, even before we talk about the projects for this year, 2020 Corona came. How was it for you?
Okay, so Corona was a blessing for me, because for a very long time when I went to SHS, a lot of people knew I rap, but they never heard my music. When I came to uni, a lot of people knew I could act, I could sing, but they never heard my music because I was always scared. I was always thinking, what if they don't like the song? What if this? What if that? It was always about what if. Now, I really don't have to look at people's misfortunes to feel fortunate, but when Corona came and people started dying, I was like, that could be me tomorrow in the news, dead. And you know how death will come and people, oh, in Awoko, it's just for 3 hours.
Yeah.
After that, you're forgotten. So when Corona came, I was like, no, I have to put up music, no matter how good or how bad I feel it is. The music is not about me. It's about the people who listen to it. It's about the people who consume it. If they don't love it, definitely they'll give you a feedback. If they love it, they'll give you a feedback. So Corona exposed me to the fact that I can do something right now rather than wait later. So we dropped 2 official projects, which is Bibia Bear Fine and Life Be Beans. And then in 2021, I said this is the year that I lose it all. I gave out my best and only hope that it works for me. So in 2021, the very early part of it, I dropped the Gai Gai Kwa mixtape. which is on my audio mark. I dropped it on 14th February as my love, my gift to me, because that mixtape talks about me majorly. So yeah, those are like projects I have out now. But 2021.
Okay, so before you go with the 2021, the 2020 projects, any artists that you featured on?
No. Okay, so on my so 2020 it was just me. Like I'm a storyteller, so I'm very selfish with my space. I want to tell the story just by me, unless like I need an extra voice that shares my story. I feel like you really need to share my story to be on a song with me. You really need to be in that space where you've been trapped and not had a space and had to find your own escape to share my story with me. So I can easily tell my stories with people like who is Deji, Ruel, because there are people who have experienced my life and seen me grow. They've seen my growth, so they can easily tell that, oh, this is Obiri at this point, this is Obiri at that point. But 2020, I didn't put anybody on the project. It was just me, and there were just 2 projects because I was still working things out here and there. But now 2021, huge blessing. 2021, I've like big shouts to Josmo Kwaskia. He's helped me record a lot of songs, because back then production was my problem because I didn't have money to record. But this is somebody who is very talented, saw me and felt like, okay, he's going to help me. So we've done a lot of songs. When I say a lot of songs, I mean a lot of songs that we will be dropping. Like if we decide to start dropping music every week, we might drop till December. Yeah, so we've been working, but I'm very particular about my sound and what comes out. So that is what causes the delay. I can come to you, record a song. If I don't like the song, I swear to God, you won't hear from me again, and I won't use the music. And it's happened to me a lot of times. So finding somebody who understands my sound, who understands my craft, and is working with me on a steady pace means a lot to me. I work with other producers. Big shouts to Rex, big shouts to Robo, and also DKB, which is David Kwabena Bolton, who is a real legend. Big shouts to Mr. Rush.
It is not the DKB, the comedian.
No. DKB, David Kwabena Bolton. Okay. He's a legendary producer, musician. He writes very beautiful music. And if you listen to his archives, you'll be like, ooh, so this is the guy who did these productions. One of his partners, Mr. Rush, he discovered me through a friend, and like I've started recording songs with them, which is a huge honor to me, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing this music for me. It's about my father's name. I took in the fact that my father felt betrayed by music, and all I'm saying is that I'll make him proud. So Obiri Tete, me employing Obiri Tete, is basically making sure that my father's name stays relevant for a very long time, if not forever, but for a very long time.
All right, so how can people follow you, get your music, check you out, and even get information on your upcoming events?
Okay, so I am on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, Obiri Tete. You can literally just go to Google and type OBIRITETE. Back then, when I Google Obiri Tete, I won't find my name. I'll find Helen Obiri and stuff. But wonderfully to God, now I'm on Google. But on Twitter, it is Obiri Tete Live. On Instagram, it is Obiri Tete. And YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube and help me grow. Check out my music. Just you can, like, I'm free to anybody who can criticize me, but don't come and bash me. Just tell me what you feel like, oh, you could have done this better, or you could have done that better, because that is what helps me grow. I write music with my emotions, but at the end of the day, you consume it. So you tell me what you like about this, what you don't like about that, and you help me grow. And also my Momo is 0.
Right. Yeah. I was even just going to ask you,
but
when people are having their wedding receptions, and they have other programs, how can they get in touch with you? Some people find it very difficult
reaching. Okay, so my phone number is 05928909111. I know this is YouTube, you can repeat it, but it's 05928909111. 90911. So it's also registered on WhatsApp. So all you have to do is just send me a direct message, hello boss, and then wait for me to reply. I might find it takes me a long while to reply to such messages. So, and then I get moving over there. But I'd love to perform at anybody's wedding or event this year. It means a lot to me to see people come together, and it's also helping me write songs towards the agenda of love, because I'm always writing about a subject. It's either about women empowerment, it's about environmental issues, it's about children, it's about albinism. But now I'm opening myself to the avenue of writing for love, because love is the greatest essence of life. So yeah, basically that.
Once again, the
handle is Obiri Tete, Obiritete, who is the son of Kwabena Soronkoba. So yeah, that's it. And also these teas are available. You can hit me up. It's 40 cedis to support my project. So what I do is, a lot of times when these funds come in for the shirts, I take some apart and I use them for my project. And also I'm trying to do this every year. 10th December, I'll try and sing with an orphanage. So pick up my guitar, form a group of people, get some donations here and there, and then move to an orphanage and sing with them, share light and love and happiness with them. So yeah, every t-shirt you buy is towards a great agenda. So please hit me up and we can talk.
All right, Obiri Tete, thank you so much for coming to.
Thank you so much for having me. It means a lot, and I know one day I'll look back at these interviews and say, oh, you had that jaw line, but now you're all plumbed up. So yeah, thank you so much for believing in me enough to interview me. It means a lot to me. But God bless you so much, and I hope to perform at your wedding. And please keep safe. I want to see you after Corona. I want you to come to my concert so we can sing praises, anything, you understand. So yeah.
All right, so we wish you all the best from Baystar TV.
Thank you so much.
All right.